Hi everyone, so today I will be having an exam which I will have to write by hand an essay about like 500 word or 2 pages essay on this novel, So Beautiful World Where Are You by Sally Rooney. I am choosing the title of The Symbolism of Alice's Nameless Town. So this video is mostly as a practice of me to remember the points that I want to make on the exam later on. Yeah, let's get started. Alice's current location in the story became one of the catalysts of the conflict that she had with Eileen. Obviously, not because it was nameless, all the characters know where Alice lives, but because Alice hadn't told Eileen that she was moving there forever. Then, what is the significance of this town being nameless, knowing that it is pretty much an integral part of the story? So I would like to argue that this nameless town is a symbolism of Alice's and Eileen's conflict. Most importantly, its fragility and its sensitivity, which this conflict had been built up over the years in the book until it reached the climax. Remember when you got out of hospital, you told me you were leaving Dublin for a few weeks to get some rest? And now it turns out you weren't leaving for a few weeks, you were leaving forever. The topic of locations in the story first could be seen when Alice moved back from New York to Dublin, but without telling Eileen. The first time this piece of story was mentioned in the book, it was it sounded objective, like there were no feelings attached to the story. In December, Simon called Eileen one night and told her that Alice was back in Dublin and had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital. So, this seemed to be a big part of both Alice and Eileen's lives, but uh, but throughout the story, even in the emails that they send each other, nothing touched this subject. The subject being Alice not telling Eileen that she had moved back to Dublin that one time, even though it seemed that no one could care more about Alice than Eileen. But again, this does not mean that they do not care about their locations. There are several times where in the emails they have asked each other to visit their respective towns or respective locations. And in one email, Eileen questioned Alice about why she did not tell her friends and like obviously her, Eileen, that Alice was going to Dublin, was in Dublin, even though for only a few hours. Maybe you can meet up. Presumably, you're flying from Dublin airport for all these trips. Could you not have let any of your friends know you were going to be in town? So Eileen wanted Alice to communicate about her whereabouts, but in Alice's reply, she said, "You can't possibly think I don't want to see you, since I have been asking you repeatedly for months on end to come and visit me, and I only live 3 hours away." Both Alice and Eileen did not mention the name of Alice's current town, even though all of other locations have been mentioned. No problem. So this implies how Alice and Eileen might not want to acknowledge the conflict that had been growing between them. In Felix's conversation with Eileen, the one where he's so annoying, might I add, Eileen's grudge has shown even more. And the town's name in this conversation was not mentioned either. How come you're only visiting her now? He said. Eileen's posture stiffened while he spoke. And why didn't she come to visit me? She asked. Even when eventually Eileen visited Alice's town, Eileen seemed, not too happy about it. So throughout the story, one pattern seemed to emerge. The conflict between Alice and Eileen seemed to be directly tied with locations, and it hit its climax with the nameless town. And throughout the end of the book, mostly chapters like 27, 28, we can sense that there is some anger growing. So, like, we can sense there will be some kind of emotional explosion going between um, Alice and Eileen, but mostly Eileen. Alice moving to this nameless town is another thing that Eileen brought up. After building up the grudge for months with the other conflicts, it further signifies again the fragility and sensitivity of this topic, which is represented by the nameless town. So, in this line, added with the context of how unhappy Eileen is when Alice doesn't tell her whereabouts, Eileen did not like the idea of Alice moving permanently to this nameless town. She decided to communicate this feeling rather sarcastically. I'm happy for you. You're moving to the countryside. You came here on holiday and now you're going to stay on holiday forever. In this line, the town's name was also not mentioned. So, whatever the situation or context is, the characters seem to be consciously or unconsciously uh, not mention the town's name. Thus, Alice's current town being nameless symbolized the fragility and sensitivity of the conflict that she had with Eileen. Especially when Eileen confronted Alice about her moving to this nameless town without telling her. And now it turns out you're leaving forever. But no need to keep me in the loop, obviously. I'm just the idiot who see you in hospital every day, said Eileen. No, Alice went on. None of you have any idea. Don't lecture me. None of you understands anything about my life. The nameless town follows along the journey of the conflict between Alice and Eileen and symbolizes its fragility and sensitivity. So at first they had never mentioned the conflict that was going between them. As time went on, it was shown that they do care more actually about their locations and whether the other visit their place or not. Then, by the climax of the story, it was shown that the nameless town is not what it seemed to be. It, it was important, it was significant, as it is the peak of the conflict between Alice and Eileen. So, that is my essay, which is titled The Symbolism of Alice's Nameless Town in Rooney's Beautiful World. Where are you? I hope I'm gonna do okay on the exam. Um, we're gonna jump to me post exam after this. So,
Paragraph, body paragraph. Everyone is here. Everyone is here.
this is us post exam. How do you feel, Ravi?
I just I feel like I bullshitted my way through. hmm I don't know what the fuck did I wrote.
Did you think you wrote what you were writing in your draft?
No, yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I forgot about it.
So I think I did okay at the beginning, and then towards the end, I started to forget what I was trying to write.
And to Miss Rina, I am sorry for all the grammatical errors. I'm sorry for all the um, run on sentences. What the fuck? And then I am so sorry for the wrong spelling in my essay. I hope that you can forgive that and actually see was what is being written. Do you want to say something regarding this?
Fuck Sally Rooney. Fuck a beautiful world. Where are you? I love and hate it at the same time.
So I will also like to apologize to.
Talking about sex and capitalism consists of like 100 chapter. How can you elongate talking about sex and capitalism to 100 chapter? That's crazy, yo.
I would like to apologize to Miss Rina for using pencil towards the end of my essay because my pen ran out of ink.
Guys, my pinky hurts after writing.
Hurts. This one. This not.
My pinky hurts. I've been doing this and shit, dude. It hurts.
So yeah, that was our experience in, well, hi Queenie, experience in doing the handwritten essay exam.